A state prosecutor secretly recorded her own boss, and on tape was an instruction that if the commission calls you, you leave the country. IDEC state advocate Drushanta Ramsemi has now given multiple days of testimony before the Madlanga Commission. She's not the bystander in this story. She prosecuted alongside her own directorate's leadership on the crime intelligence docket. That's what makes her account different from anyone else who'd taken the stand, because she was inside the room. The central allegation is that former IDEC head Advocate Andrea Johnson and Chief Investigator Dylan Perumal ran an operation known internally as Project Diversion, targeting National Police Commissioner General Fani Masemula and Crime Intelligence Head Lieutenant General Dumisani Khumalo. And Ramsemi's word for it under oath was that this was an orchestrated attack. The most explosive piece of evidence wasn't a document, it was audio. Ramsemi played the commission a phone call she'd recorded with Johnson on the 26th of July. The same day, Johnson wrote to the NDPP asking to be released from her post. On the recording, Johnson is heard describing the commission using profanity, calling it, in her own words, a shit show. Asked what Ramsemi should do if summoned to testify, Johnson allegedly says, if they call you, leave the country. IDEC later suspended Perumal, among others, as part of what the directorate called urgent operational investigation under new leadership. Ramsemi told commissioners that on the 5th of December in 2024, Johnson handed her a suspect list written, she said, on a pinkish-purple sheet of paper with words, "These are the suspects. Chief and I discussed who is to be included." The word chief is the nickname staff used for Dylan Perumal, the guy who was suspended. If that account is accepted, it would mean the suspect was settled before the evidence, the reverse order of how law investigation is supposed to run. Ramsemi also testified that a supporting affidavit shown to the commission during Johnson's own testimony. Now, Johnson has not accepted this account. This is Ramsemi's version, and Johnson is entitled to respond to it. Now, this is where politics enter the frame. The commission has heard that MP Fadil Adams, leader of the National Coloured Congress, not a member of DA or Action SA, submitted a whistleblower report to IDEC alleging misuse of Crime Intelligence Secret Service account, formerly known as the Slush Fund, including funds allegedly used to buy forklifts. Ramsemi testified she was instructed by Johnson to open an investigation into Adams' claims. An instruction, she said, was itself irregular, since assigning investigations teams isn't supposed to be the IDEC's head call. Two other MPs surfaced in reporting around this same investigation. The DA's Ian Cameron has been described in commentary to the commission, not in Ramsemi's sworn testimony directly, as having lent to support IDEC's narrative against Khumalo and Masemula. Action SA's Berlin James was reportedly due to meet IDEC investigators as part of this process, but did not end up doing so. Now, we want to be precise here. We have not found sourcing that ties MPs to a specific plan to arrest or detain Masemula and Khumalo, and we are not asserting that. What's on the record is very narrow. A whistleblower complaint, an irregular instruction to investigate it, and questions about how closely elected officials were coordinating with IDEC's leadership. That's serious enough on its own, if you look at it. Separately, the commission heard that two of Perumal's own colleagues, Ramsemi and investigator Mantja Rapesu, disputed the authenticity of a statement Perumal submitted which attributed to Adams marked A1. Both said the documents didn't match what was actually taken during a joint interview with Adams in Cape Town in January. Rapesu told the commission there was no way Perumal could have obtained that version on the day claimed because the team had only taken supplementary statements on that day. Perumal had not conceded to this point. It remains a dispute between IDEC's own staff playing out in public. And then the suspended police minister, Senzo Mchunu. Ramsemi testified that Johnson repeatedly referenced meetings with Mchunu while directing the crime intelligence investigations, telling her team the minister wants to clean up SAPS. Ramsamy went further this week, alleging Mchunu personally arranged for a key witness in the forklift procurement investigation to be flown from Eastern Cape to meet Perumal without her knowledge at the time. It seems strange to me that Minister Mchunu would be involved, Ramsamy told the commission. Mchunu has not yet responded to this specific allegation on the record. Now, strip away the politics and here's what's undisputed. Khumalo was arrested in October 2024 over the appointment of Brigadier Dineo Mukwele. The NPA has since provisionally withdrawn those charges. Masemula faces separate Public Finance Management Act charges tied to the 360 million rands Medicare 24 contract. A case Commission Chair Justice Mbuyiseni Madlanga himself questioned, asking why Masemula was bundled into charges alongside businessman Vusumuzi Matlala when underlying allegations against him were different. Even Ramsamy, the prosecutor who worked these cases, has told commissioners it was unnecessary to arrest Khumalo and others, and that less intrusive legal steps were available at the time. Andrea Johnson has closed her testimony but is expected to face a formal Rule 3 notice, giving her the chance to respond directly to Ramsamy's allegations, including the recorded phone call and subject list claims. And Perumal remains suspended. And the political threat, Adams, Cameroon, James, and how closely Parliament's own members were looped into an anti-corruption unit's targeting decisions is one this commission has not finished polling. So we'll keep tracking this. So if you don't want to miss it, subscribe and we'll see you on the next one.